Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the second video of Friday. This one is all about July 4th deals. Yes, I know July 4th deals have not dropped yet. And that's because we are likely looking at we are 1 week away. Why do I think we are 1 week away? Well, it kind of makes sense because looking at the date, it looks like the 30th of June. Now, July 4th falls on a Tuesday, the British Day of Chewing. But it's all about American independence and saying British on Tuesday when it just doesn't work because it's Independence Day. And the British were the problem. The British are the problem for a lot of things. But we're going to move on with our lives, aren't we? In any case, it looks likely that it'll be the 30th of June. It could well very be the 7th of July, but I mean, 7th of July doesn't really have the right ring to it, does it? So if I'm being logical on this one, and as well as many other people, it is very likely that the 30th of June is when you'll see a 7-day long spectacular for, that's what it is. I always refer to it as July 4th deals because, it is what it is. But it is more of a kind of a July weekender, which technically it would fall on July, or a, week-long thing. So we could be one. So basically this video is talking about 1 week away from July 4th deals. But I thought it was important to kind of do my predictions for stuff. I do this every year, so I just thought it'd be kind of relevant to do it. I thought a very interesting community tab post. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out in the link in the description, which is this. So I asked the question, what are you spending your units on out of these? Now I put this post up about, it says 2 hours ago, but I'm recording this video at 7:15 UK time. So it was kind of 2 hours it's been running so far. 1.5 thousand people, so 1,500 people got involved. I don't know why I said like that. 1,500 people getting involved with it. So thank you for getting involved. It's always interesting doing these things because then I can just use it for kind of, information, community sentiment and all that stuff. What are you all talking about? What are you saying? How are you feeling about certain things? It's always kind of good to kind of get that community kind of approach from stuff. So interesting that 43% are definitely going for those July 4th deals. We've got 9% of people are just focusing, saving for Cyber Weekend 2023. We've got, as we go down here, 36%. That's a lot of people are concentrating on Banquet Event 2023, as I said, if it runs. And 13% are going with a combination of Cyber Weekend and Banquet 2023. To be honest, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing Cyber Weekend and Banquet, and that's mainly because I've spent a good 6 months of the year so far not doing Arena, and it's just because I just don't want to get too bogged down with it because it is very repetitive. But I'm now switching that. I'm now going into a 6 month now grind of Arena, and I've added a lot more than I've done in the last few days, and over the weekend I'm going to be playing a lot more Arena as well, and then trying to find time for other things. I mean, Battlegrounds is off at the moment, but then I'm going to have to kind of figure out what I'm doing with that. So yeah, it's just swings and roundabouts with stuff with time allocation to what you want to achieve, what you want to get out of it, and other stuff like that. So I kind of wish that I started grinding units just like an ongoing thing, but to be honest, I've been great to have this extra time just to kind of get my life back and sort it out in different areas. But you do at the end of the day with what you want to grind. But yeah, sadly, I've got to get back in the saddle, get grinding those units. Because I don't spend, and I'm going to continue not spending as a kind of like a means, just, ongoing. But very interesting because I want to make a few observations on stuff. I know a lot of people do like July 4th deals and kind of obviously spending their units, but you have to bear in mind that everything and anything that is put onto those stores, mainly for Paragon people, if you are spending your units, do bear in mind those items will depreciate within 6 months. So you might be looking at them going, right, well, if I'm getting 1,500 to, 5,000 7-star shards in June or July, then I'll be getting twice as much, maybe even more by Cyber Weekend. Not 100% vouched for that, but it has happened in the past. People may say, well, that's a load of rubbish. Well, it happened in the past. So is it going to be a case that Kabam are going to go, no, that's not going to happen in the future? They normally do that. Something that is, new and introduced, like tier 6 class catalyst, something like a 7-star shard, 7-star volume, you'll be going like, well, that's that'll be devalued back in Cyber Weekend. And the same thing will happen, even worse, when it comes to the banquet event, because more spicier items are available. The same way that a 5-star relic has now plummeted in kind of cost in comparison to buying with units, and nowadays you can pick up a 6-star relic for similar to the cost of what it was. Like 5,000 units used to be the narrative or the meta with that one. Now it's going to be a lot less than that one. Any case, something to bear in mind. Prioritize, and I'll be talking about top tips next week, but it's always important to prioritize what you want as opposed to what you need as opposed to what you want. What you need is rank up materials. What you want is 6-star and 7-star shards, mainly 7-star shards and selectors. And selectors, yeah, if you see a 7-star selector, that is good value to kind of go and grab now. I don't think it will be in this one, but it may be something that will be in Cyber Weekend or next year, so do watch that space. And yeah, don't waste all your units, because you may need some for Banquet event and Cyber Weekend if you don't want to go full kind of like into it. But what are my predictions for stuff that we're likely to see and what cost? And at times like this, it is important to go off of previous value. But we have had a shift, and this in lies the problem. How? Why is it a problem? Well, look, it's a problem because Cyber Weekend deals, you had to spend a lot of units to get access to 25% of a tier 6 class catalyst. A lot of you will remember very recently the 7-star celebration event. What did that give you? That's right, low unit spend versus fully formed tier 6 class catalyst selectors. See what I mean when it comes to the idea of depreciation? So in theory, when we get to July 4th deals or June 30th deals or whenever deals, it is very much likely that you will see a low unit. It would be very criminal if Kabam decided, oh, by the way, we're just going to make sure that you do spend 18,000 to 21,000 units to get a fully formed tier 6 class catalyst. It'd be more depressing if they then said, oh yeah, well, you can only get 50% of a tier 6 class catalyst based on this kind of like hunt here that's at the end of the Paragon deals. So you know what I mean? You get what I mean when it comes to that. I don't think that the only things that I would say is Paragons are going to be difficult to judge because 7-stars are going to be a very big bone of contention. How many shards they give you for the amount of units you spend. And that could be a problem. It could be really a problem because you could be spending, again, like 21,000 units and getting as much as 10,000 7-star shards, possibly. You have to bear in mind, are Kabam going to really, do you really think Kabam are going to give out a ton of 7-star shards to players? They're not. That's not going to happen. It's going to be a case, and this may be, if anybody remembers the time when we were just about to have Paragon title put into game, there was this fleeting moment where Thronebreaker players and Paragon players were thrusted together with same deals, and everyone liked it because, people were at the top end of Thronebreaker, at the bottom end of Thronebreaker, and getting to get some of these amazing rewards, amazing offers just by spending their units to get them. I feel we may be at that particular point again, where we may be about to shift into a new title. I don't 100% know. We've had a look at rumours and other things as well. I got this feeling we're about to shift into it. But only time will tell with that one. So we've talked about 7-star shards and we've talked about tier 6 class catalysts, as those are the chase meta items. Rank up materials from going rank 3 to rank 4 is going to be very important, and will these factor into some of these deals? Hard to say. They're definitely not going to be like the July 4th deals of 2022, because those were very different. Back in 2022, the most that you could get that was spicy enough was after the last bundle, which, you basically spend your 1,000, your 5,000, you spend 15,000, and you buy your last 3,000 kind of like thing. You're just getting plus 5, 20 plus 5 6-star signature stones, and 1 6-star rank up gem 3 to 4, and 1 6-star awakening gem. So we can't compare against July 4th deals 2022 because they don't make sense against the meta shift. It's pretty darn obvious with that one. But the thing that I just want to leave you on, or kind of like last kind of thoughts that I want to leave you on, is indeed how Cyber Weekend is going to be not a benchmark, but a kind of a comparison to stuff as to deals. There's going to be stuff that players want. there's going to be stuff that players need. And the stuff that players need could be bought with things like the Battleground store. Battleground store may see some kind of value to it. And you might be like, well, I'll buy the things that are more spicier, your 7-star shards, a tier 6 class catalyst. But do remember not to be hoodwinked by the what seems to be meta. Because, as I said, you could wait several more months and get more value for the units you spend. Like, you could completely clear house in Cyber Weekend deals, spending upwards of, depending on the limits, 30,000 units, 40,000 units, saving your units from July 4th deals and packing it into an amazing spend for July 4th, for Cyber Weekend. So that's something to consider. I would say as well, when it comes to Thronebreaker players, I don't think you're going to see any kind of great justice. I really don't. I don't feel you're going to see anything of a huge value. However, if there's still things that you're looking to get, and this goes for Paragon and all types of players, if there are selectors at 6-star, at 5-star, wherever kind of progression you are, if there's a selector there, use it. If there's a champion you want from a specific year, use it. Go for it. Because at the end of the day, that specific type of acquisition is near impossible in this game without having to excessively grind arena. So those are the points I want to leave you on. It may be important as well to go up a progression, so you may be looking to grab some of these rank up materials, but I don't see a huge buff. There may be a slight buff to tier 6 basic fragments and tier 3 alpha from a Thronebreaker perspective, and the same thing I would say is going to be shared for Paragon, where I think Paragon players are going to have deals where they're going to be able to access more volume or higher volume of tier 6 basics and tier 3 alpha. It just makes sense because we're ranking up champions left, right and center. There's battleground metas, there's either going to be generic rank up gems, or there's going to be opportunities to get those tier 6 basics and tier 3 alpha. And would it be great to see some of those 6-star signature stones. But in any case, I've been excessively dissecting this in this particular video. Hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it put you in a bit of perspective. My predictions, as I said, if you haven't, what are your predictions, Rich? My predictions in a nutshell are, I think there's going to be, I know there's going to be 7 stars. Well, I don't know that, but it's logical there's going to be 7 stars and tier 6 class catalyst. I think they will be good value, but do bear in mind, they're probably going to devalue even further when it comes to the end of the year, and especially as new rarer and meta resources are put in. So look out for things that you want. Sorry, things you need, not what you want, and don't get too bogged down with spending too many units, because Banquet Event and Cyber Weekend deals are largely going to be better on take-home of items than July 4th. That's my hunch, and that's my prediction. Hope you enjoyed this video. Check it out. Check out all the other content, link in the description. Hit the like button, support the channel, and I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye.